The next step in your Cairo HD setup is adding in your services list and attaching the CPT codes in Cairo HD. We define services as charges added to a patient's ledger to record the CPT code and any modifiers billed, units, place of service, charge, amount, etc. Services are added at the system level, so here under System Settings and then Services. And the services that are added at the system level can be used to track your patient's care, trigger alerts, provide clarity in reporting, and so much more. Services added at the system level are also available within any additional locations in your network. That means that if you decide to expand your practice to serve more communities and open up additional locations, the setup is pretty much done already. So we make franchising and expanding as easy on our partners as we can. So before we do this, please triple check that you are logged into the system dashboard and not the location before beginning this process. As soon as you log into your account, you'll be directed to the system dashboard. So before clicking into a location, you'll click System Settings and then Services. And this is how you'll be sure that you're in the correct place. So again, if you see the green button up here or you see the calendar, you know that you are in the location and you need to back out into the system. Now this is very important. If you create services within the location by mistake, you will need to deactivate all of them and start from scratch at the system level. Also, please do not add any inventory items to your services as those are categorized separately. So here is your step-by-step to create your service list. So this is created again under System Settings, then Services, and you will see this screen come up. It will be blank the first time you come here, but I have a few services in here ready to go. So first you're going to click Create Service. Now you're going to decide what you will name your service and add this information to the name field. So let's say, for example, an adjustment to 2 regions. Decide what you're going to charge for this service and add to the default price. This is the default price that any clinic in your network is going to charge for their adjustment, 1 to 2. Now you can override this in the location and change the price of an individual service as an override, but we'll get to that later. Next, you'll determine if it is taxable and select true or false. If it is taxable, you'll move it to true. Most services are not taxable, so you will leave it as false. Then the category here, this is just for your information. This field will probably go away eventually. We used to categorize, or we used to use this category to track your reporting, but now we track it elsewhere. So I'm going to put adjustment. Next, you'll put in the CPT code. Now, please note that most of the CPT codes that you're going to use in your practice are already in our system. If you do put in a CPT code and it doesn't come up here, so you don't see it here, you just need to reach out to our support team, and we will get that added for you. Most CPT codes are already in here. You'll just have to type in a few letters. So for example, if you want all the 989 codes, they're all going to be here. I'm going to select the correct one. If you are creating a service that requires multiple build units, please record how many build units this particular service reflects. Next, you're going to determine the place of service and record it in the place of service field. Next, we provide space for up to 4 modifiers. Again, most modifiers are in this system. We only display a certain number. So if you were looking for the GA modifier, for example, you would type it in and it would pop up. Any modifiers added to the service will be attached to all instances of that service on all patient ledgers. Please note that every insurance company has different requirements for which modifiers should be submitted. So please consult with your billing expert to determine which insurance companies require which modifiers. If you don't have a billing company you're working with, we can send you a list of ones that we recommend. And if you need to speak to someone and aren't sure who to speak to, please reach out to your onboarding specialist, and they'll schedule a free consultation and training call with our billing experts. We're a partner in your practice, and we're happy to help you remain compliant. So please reach out to us if you need that. So next, Box 19 and Box 24. We recommend adding any service note that requires a note on Box 24 or 19 directly here. Alright, and now this unbillable unselected case types requires a little bit of explanation. Cairo HD offers an insurance validation feature that can prevent items billing through a case type they shouldn't, such as 98941 without the @ modifier. Billing through a Medicare case. So our available case types are cash, insurance, Medicare, workman's compensation, and personal injury. And if a service is accidentally billed through a case type on which the service is marked as unbillable, our insurance validation tool will catch the error and the service will not bill out until the error is fixed. So by specifying which case types cannot bill the service, item rejections can be prevented. This is another way we partner in your practice. So for example, on this service, I have my 9894. Oh, I'm going to remove the AT modifier, and I would make this unbillable to Medicare. That way, if I accidentally bill this code without the modifier on a Medicare case, it's going to pop up in my insurance validation check, and I will be able to void it out and post the Medicare charge instead. Next, enforce price for billing. This also coincides with our insurance validation. So if the service price should be enforced when billing to insurance, toggle the enforce price billing field to true when enforcing price for billing. If a service is accidentally billed at any other price than the service price, our insurance validation tool will catch the error and the service will not bill out until the error is fixed and that code is revalidated. So this is going to prevent any clinic in your network from billing this code out at any other price than $55 now. Default responsibility. Any service can be set to patient responsibility, third-party payer responsibility, or case type responsibility for our insurance validation tool to catch. So by setting default responsibility on a service, that service will automatically be applied to the set responsibility. For example, if you know that Medicare will never pay on a certain CPT code, but your Medicare patient receives those services regularly, you can apply the service price to patient responsibility by default, saving your insurance biller time and helping you run more efficiently. Similarly, you can have the default responsibility to the third-party payer by default or to the case type by default. For example, if the patient's default case is cash, it'll default to cash responsibility. If the case type is insurance, it'll default to the third-party payer responsibility. Lastly, you can also merge services. So for example, if you accidentally created a duplicate of a code, you can put both here, submit it, and the one that is on the right will merge into the one that's on the left. And all instances of that code across the system will be merged into the other.